Hi, Emily. What can I do for you today? What's going on?
Well, I competed in pageants, and my mom is just really, she's great. She's great, don't get me wrong. She does a lot of things that most parents wouldn't, but she's really overbearing, and she tries to control a lot of aspects of my life. And she's one of my best friends, and I tell her everything. So I think that she thinks that that gives her the right to just kind of try and just like make my life miserable. And I think she has like good intentions, but she calls me fat all the time because whenever I model in swimsuit, I mean I have a bigger build of my body. My body is not meant to be small, but she likes to call me fat and tell me that I'm not eating healthy and not working out. And she just likes to put me down, but I think she thinks she's doing it for the best, and I don't know how to tell her that she's like hurting my feelings and making me upset.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing so far is that you and your mother do have like a good relationship.
Oh yeah, I tell her everything. There's not a thing about me that she doesn't know, but I think that and I think she always thinks that I'm lying to her about something.
Okay.
Which I don't.
So she's just kind of like overbearing and kind of like points out some of your flaws that you don't think she should exactly say to you. Tell me like something, like a specific situation.
Well, yesterday I just got back from a pageant this morning, and I was talking to my mom afterwards. I didn't do that great,
Okay.
and my mom said, "Well, it's because your swimsuit. It's because you were the heaviest one in the division, and she likes to put it in nice terms. She said, you were so great in everything else, but your swimsuit was awful. You were the biggest one. Like, you need to start working on that." And the tone of voice that she uses just makes me feel really upset and like I'm useless.
So you just feel kind of hurt that she would say that to you, even though you think she's trying to have good intentions, but it's just coming across as not so great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, how else do you feel about what she tells you? Because I know that you said you're upset about that, but do you just feel like kind of useless when she's talking to you?
I feel as if I'm not good enough for my mom.
Okay.
And I feel like I never will be. Like, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter if I win Miss Texas or Miss America, I still feel like I will never be good enough for her. And it makes me so angry, and I have so much anger and hate towards her, which is awful that I feel that about my mom.
So you still feel like she's your best friend, there's certain things that get in the way from you not feeling that anger towards her. And have you ever tried to talk to her about it?
Yeah, I've tried it, and she gets defensive and says she's only doing it for the good of me, but it doesn't feel like it.
Right. So she just feels like she's caring for you, but you see it different.
Yeah.
Well, Emily, what I've heard so far is that your mom is your best friend, but she sometimes says things to you that could be degrading to you and your body, and you just feel upset with her all the time because she just makes you angry. Is there anything that you think you could do to change that, or change her mindset possibly?
I don't know, half the time I feel like maybe if I cry and scream and yell at her, maybe it would change something, but I've done that before, so I mean,
Right.
I don't know, maybe just sitting down and talking to her.
So you've never actually like sat down like face to face? Has it kind of been in the midst of a fight that you say something?
Yeah. So I don't know if it would just be like, sit down and be like, Mom, you make me feel like a terrible person.
Right.
You put me down all the time. Even though you think you're helping, it's not. And she likes to think of it in a way that she says, I don't like to sugarcoat anything, but it still makes me feel awful.
Mm-hmm. So she still makes you feel awful, so you think that maybe if you sat her down and just told her that something she says is hurtful, if you think that would work, then I think you should do it. And next week we can talk about what happens and see what goes from there. Thanks for talking.